Welcome back to Open Spaces. We're glad that you're with us. Today is exciting for us because, well, we're excited for a lot of reasons, but today we kick off a series on community. And we believe strongly in this, that you were not meant to walk alone.
That's
so
right.
This is going to be our hope over the next few weeks, just talking to our friends, kind of sharing how we do that and
what
trying, what it looks like, and not to live in isolation, but to be known by people, and to even take steps towards, even if you're doing that, how can you take another step in it? Or if you're not doing that, how can you take a step towards it? So We're very excited about this series of community. It's going to be great.
Speaking of community, if you are part of our community or want to be, we would love if you would take the 2 seconds to subscribe to this podcast. It really helps us out. It helps us to be able to be heard by a broader audience and other things. So we'd love your subscribe. So whether it's YouTube or whatever streaming source you use, please join us that way.
Yeah. And we also, just a reminder, Open Spaces Collective, we are a collective of people. So that is actually a nonprofit. And so we operate, all of this is happening in from the equipment to the everything that we do is operating on the generosity and the donation of those who are encouraged by it or willing to give to it. So you can take a look at that at openspacespodcast.com and give there. But we wanted to remind you of that and been so grateful for all of the donors who have come along with us.
True.
Super, super grateful.
So today we are pumped because we have our two best couple friends that we walk through life with in this season and for the past 10 years. Yeah. So we have our dear friends Bryson and Emily Vogeltanz and Kerri and Kristian Stanfill. So they're joining us today. We're going to talk about what our relationships look like together and among the guys, among the girls. So we're so glad you've joined us. Welcome back to Open Spaces.
So here we are, guys. We are actually doing a podcast together, and I am so excited.
I can't believe it's happening.
I don't know if anyone's as excited as I am, Jordan.
No one.
I don't think anyone else
no
is.
one is as excited as you are.
Guys.
Let's just say we've gotten a lot of texts from Jeff about today.
All caps.
Very
all caps.
exclamatory.
He was like, why are all your texts in caps?
Excited text.
Okay, so I have to tell everybody who's in the room. So we're going to introduce you guys because the people need to know who you are. So we'll just kind of go around. I'll start with Bryson Vogeltanz. Bryson is one of my best friends who is entrepreneur, former CEO, does all kinds of things with businesses. He's actually the president of Open Spaces, which, if you didn't know, it's a nonprofit. Shameless plug. We operate on donations.
I've taught him everything he knows.
But Bryson is, I'll say this. Bryson, you are the person who I think in my life, you have been the person who has caused me to believe for what is impossible more than anyone. And your faith, you live in faith and you believe for things that are unseen, and then you just move in that direction. And it's something I admire about you. I'm so grateful for you. And so that is Bryson. He's in the room today.
Thank you.
So I'm grateful for him.
We're sharing mics because this is a homegrown operation. So bear with us, friends. We have next to Bryson our dear Emily Vogeltanz. And Emily is an incredible woman of many gifts. Mom of 4, wife to this guy, and amazing Bible teacher. Emily loves the Word. She loves to teach the Word. She loves to write about the Word. She loves the Holy Land. She leads these amazing curated trips to the Holy Land, loves to create beautiful spaces, makes the most incredible meals, and is one of the most...
Here.
Oh my gosh, cheers.
Here.
Cheers.
Let's pause for Emily to cook us something right now.
Let's just pause for a moment of silence for Emily's cooking.
If you experienced it, you'd understand.
But Emily's one of the most loyal people, one of the most faithful friends, and so glad y'all are here today.
Thanks, Jordan.
Next up, Kristian Stanfill is in the room. And Kristian is... Everyone knows Kristian from... leading Passion Music and making music and writing songs for the church around the world to sing, and is one of the most gifted worship leaders ever. So we all know that about Kristian, but what maybe you don't know is that Kristian walks closely with me and is truly one of the best friends you could ever have. I know that I can count on Kristian to show up. There's been moments in my life so many moments when you have walked in my door when I didn't ask you to come, but you always stepped in. And your friendship is insane to me. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm already getting emotional. But okay, that's why I love this. But also, I just want to say one thing that if you don't know this about Kristian, which you probably do, is that if there's one person I'm going to like cry laughing with, it's going to be Kristian. Like to the point where people are like, you can stop now and like walk away. Yes. Like literally there's been moments when Bryson has walked out of when the three of us are hanging out and he still comes back and we're still laughing.
We're still going.
So that's just how it goes with Kristian. So I'm so grateful for Kristian. I love you so much.
Love you guys.
So much. Okay.
We have Kerri Stanfill, and Kerri, also a mom of 4. You have launched one out from your home, which is phenomenal. You are also a chicken mom.
Oh my gosh. A new chicken mom.
Honestly, I think you're actually a chicken grandma.
I was going to say, I actually am not the mom.
The chickens
Indy
belong
is the mom.
to Indy. A real estate agent extraordinaire, and also creator of beautiful spaces, and one of the one who gathers us the most together, and just the most genuine friend, empath, full of wisdom, and when just again, you and Emily, my best, and so glad that we get to all be here together.
So happy to be here.
Okay, so here's how we're going to start. I sent y'all some questions. Maybe I'd ask, but this I didn't send you. This is our icebreaker because we need an icebreaker in this group. Okay, so this is for people to understand who we are. I'm going to ask questions. Everyone's going to say who the person in the room this would be, okay? So who is most likely to overthink something?
Kerri.
Kerri Stanfill.
Me.
Who is most likely to write a Bible study and teach it?
And me.
Emily. Who will have the most complicated coffee order in our group?
Kristian.
And Kerri.
Kristian. You just got a black Americano.
This is a black drip
Kerri,
coffee.
Kerri.
This morning, I will say,
Just a splash
Kerri
of cream.
Stanfill.
it was
for
like a
sure.
splash of cream.
What was my coffee order this morning?
It was a decaf Americano with a little room for a
cream.
splash of cream.
Yeah, easy.
It's just that splash of cream.
The question is, did she let you put the splash of cream in, or did she need to do it?
But
she kind of has some control
the
issues.
color has to be right.
It has to
the
be
amount
perfect.
of ice has to be right. Is it half
And notice
calf?
she's not even holding it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even good enough.
It's
It
not
wasn't
in her
even good
hand
enough.
right now.
Okay.
I love this
Who
about
is
you,
most
babe.
likely to plan our trips?
Bryson.
Bryson. Who is most likely to always be cold?
Kerri.
Me.
Who is most likely to get us talking about our goals?
Bryson.
Who is most likely to drop quiet wisdom that will stick with you?
Kerri.
Kerri is great at that.
Okay.
Did you have a different
Well, I
answer?
thought it was going to be
I
Jordan.
was going to say Jordan too.
I would have thought Jordan, but
Wait,
who is
why
most
are you not? Why are none of these about you?
I wrote them. Just give me a minute. We'll get there.
Game show up.
We'll get there. Who's most likely to decide to travel overseas next week and book a ticket today?
Bryson.
Bryson or Jeff?
Yeah, that. Who's most likely to stay optimistic?
Kristian.
The most optimistic.
The most optimistic.
Yeah.
Who is the most pessimistic?
You.
Jeff.
Okay. I didn't even write that question, but it's in there. Okay.
This is why we're
Who
great friends.
is most likely to get sucked into fantasy fiction?
Kristian.
Okay. Who is most likely to cook for us? And we already that's kind of it's already given.
Emily.
Who's most likely to have another baby?
Is this an announcement?
Whoa. Bryson. With somebody
I
else.
was going to say Bryson or Kristian.
But not with me or Kerri.
Are we
Oh my
adopting a child
God.
together? Is that what's
Okay.
happening?
Who is most likely to feel something very deeply and need to process it?
Jeff.
Who's most likely to not feel anything deeply?
Bryson.
I'm with Emily.
Jordan and I can, depending on
Jordan and
We
Bryson.
feel deeply. We just don't talk about it as much.
Who asked a hard question that no one's really ready to answer yet?
Several of us.
Okay. I like it.
I would say you do that often.
Okay.
The ones that we're not ready to answer.
Yeah. Who is most likely to stay home just because it's better to be at home?
Kerri.
That was so easy.
Be at home or in
Who
my
is
car.
most likely to not read a book?
Kerri.
Kerri.
These are all about
Jeff. Or
Kerri.
Jeff.
But we all are in one book that we've read and
That's
that we're
true.
reading.
Yes, we are.
Theo of Golden. So there's that.
Shout out.
Read it.
Who is most likely to sit and talk about finances?
Bryson.
Bryson
Me,
or
Kerri,
Jeff.
and Jeff
Yeah.
together.
This is true.
The three of us. Okay, we're almost done. Who is most likely to deliver the funniest dad joke? As I look at him, like, I'm sorry, I just
Christian?
yeah, really? Yes, you're always gonna be that guy.
I'm not trying.
I
It's
know,
just-
I know.
It's just my station
It's
in
just
life
what happens.
at this point.
Okay, who is always gonna end up driving on a road trip for us?
Kerri
Kerri?
Stanfill.
Who is most likely to send the longest voice text?
Jeff.
You're excited about that one.
Yeah. Okay,
Wait, is that how you expected us to answer? Okay.
Who's most likely to get plastic surgery?
Oh gosh.
Jeff.
Yo, it's just because
Like
my
that it's
Instagram
future
reel
tense.
this weekend.
Like it's future tense.
Oh my gosh, y'all! In this
You're
Instagram
already,
reel I got
you're
this
already
week.
preparing us and your listeners for your plastic surgery era.
And next week I'm like, hey guys, I'm laughing. It's really funny. I am just.
Y'all don't have to
it's-
worry. We're not going to let him.
We're not.
let
Yeah,
him.
that's what I'm accountable to. But it's because of my Instagram.
We're
reel this
actually
weekend. I've
already
been
talking
sending
you
all
down.
Yeah,
We're
I've
already
been-
talking you down.
Yeah, I've just been sending all these messages about all these people getting plastic surgery. And then last question: who is somebody who will take things too far?
You.
Yeah. Yes.
So everyone needs to know that we have a name for Jeff, and it's called OTL, which means he regularly takes things over the line.
Yes. I'm Odal. That's where our roles. We do all that because that's how we all have our roles within our group. And I thought that would be a fun way to start so people can see who we are, like how we operate. Because
I'm so boring. I just cook for us and talk about the Bible. I really got to work on myself.
but you are the
Oh my
wisdom.
gosh.
Like you're our wisdom and you feed us. You feed us in spiritually and
I'm the group mom.
yes. Yes,
Wow.
and you're going to be the
This
one
is
who's
very
going to
telling.
like bring back the group text and make sure
is
that we're
true.
all getting together.
That's true. You also are responsible for gathering us, especially when we get away. So
true.
we need
Okay,
you.
Thanks, guys. I
for
feel
so
better.
many things.
Should we tell everybody we're going to get into it, but like, should we tell everybody our group text name, like who we are?
Yes.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Johnston Tans.
Okay. It's all of our names
That
together,
felt
guys.
very cultish, honestly. Are we drinking Kool-Aid later? It was.
Feels like we're in
Oh my
middle
gosh,
school.
right
We have
after
a
I get my
secret
plastic
name.
surgery. Okay, so we're back in. Okay, let's talk about how our friendship. Sorry, Bryson. Bryson is like doesn't even know what's happening.
Who's in charge of the length of this episode?
Don't worry about it. Our listeners want to.
Have you listened to a Joe Rogan podcast? It's like 3.5 hours. We have plenty of time.
Okay, let's get into.
And this is definitely as riveting as a Joe Rogan podcast.
Right. Let's get into how we met, like how we got to the first time. We just talk about the time you remember meeting each other and like how long we've known each other. I'll pass that to whoever wants to start us.
Like all together or individually?
Well, individually. Let's go individually, just kind of like where we first encountered each other.
You guys tell the story about being in a foreign country together.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That was where we spent the most time, like at the beginning of.
Yeah,
our
Kerri and I
friendship.
got to know you guys while we were in Manila. We were in Manila
Yes.
for like
Yes.
in the Philippines.
Yes.
That's when we really got to know you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was where we like kind of took our friendship to a different level.
That was where we all discovered we could be great friends.
That was like
Yeah.
2014, 2015.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, earlier than that because we had only been married 2011.
Yeah, it was way earlier than that.
Yeah.
Because I think Nora was 2. So I think it was probably 2011, 2012.
But you guys have known each other for a really long time.
Yeah, Bryson and I were in church together.
Yeah, youth group.
Youth group. Bryson was the older, way cooler guy in the youth. And I was like, I like looked at Bryson. He had this like California flow and this cool style. And I was like, Bryson is so cool.
And he still does.
And he still does.
Still got that flow.
But the way this all really happened was when Jeff and Jordan moved from Texas to Atlanta to work at Passion City.
Right.
And Kerri is the only one of us that was not on staff at Passion City Church or conference at
that's
one
right,
point.
at that time.
We were all there.
And so, but we all have our own journey there, but that's how it got started.
Yes.
And there was one fateful weekend when the three of you guys were running a marathon and we all drove up to, I think it was in North Carolina.
Peak to Creek.
That's right.
North Carolina.
I have
And
the t-shirt.
that's when we really kind of formed a bond as a collective of couples.
It was the car ride.
That's right. The car ride.
Car ride's part of our story, for sure. Anytime we're in the car together.
Talk about it.
Kerri.
Well, I was going to say about that car ride is that I remember on the way home from Peak to Creek that I was asking some questions about you guys and like digging in more to your story. And like, wait, so y'all dated for 10 years? Like, tell me more about that. Why? I was
Yes.
And then I remember you saying, Jeff, that you're like, yeah, and having kids was just, I didn't think I'd ever have kids. Like, it was never on my radar. And I was so baffled. I was like, why?
Why do you not like kids?
Yeah, like, did you not, why did you not
hate
want
kids?
kids? And so you kind of like skirted the question and didn't really share your whole story in that moment. But yeah, and then it was soon after that we went to dinner and y'all talked about that. But I specifically remember that about that trip.
Yes. That was a funny moment because we had actually already shared our story with Bryson and Emily. And we had been, you guys had invited us
Just
over
recently,
for...
though. It had been very recent. I
Recent
think.
to that moment, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all had invited us over for dinner. And we were, still very new to the church and to Atlanta. And so y'all were, we were just getting to know each other better. And we ended up sharing our story with you guys that night. Yeah. So what did y'all think? What was that like for you guys? And just in terms of,
I have this vivid
so
memory
early.
of, because we had lots of little kids at the time, and I had this memory, like dinner was over and you guys were actually getting ready to leave, and you were like, by the way, we want to tell you one thing about our story. And I just remember being
a real
like,
quick
What
side
a
note.
time.
wow, this
What a
is
wild, by
this is
the
a
way.
lot.
What a wild exit. Real quick. You got 5 minutes? It's incredible. Follow-up
Yeah.
questions, but wow.
I remember feeling so grateful that you trusted us with that, and I could tell it was a big deal that you were sharing what you were sharing, and it felt significant. And I was like, oh, these are going to be our people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
We're
say
gonna go
that
there.
when we did tell y'all, and then we actually had the conversation with you guys, I think that was like huge for me because a lot of people have a story where they share with somebody and like they're met with like, oh, that's a lot or like too much. But I mean, that's what really started this for me, why I am like forever with y'all, because when I shared that with y'all didn't move away from me, moved towards me. And it really broke open a door for us to like go deeper all together. And I think that, it's the thing, vulnerability leads to vulnerability. And so like when I did share, like y'all started sharing more things with us, and it was amazing, but it was only because y'all met us with grace in our story. And I was very kind of y'all, and something that forever, I just feel like we're just so grateful. But you can say something,
I
Bryson?
think the part of it for me is like that was obviously step one, but we were on a journey together. And I would even say my understanding of your story has been like a journey. Yeah, that's good. Because you couldn't tell me everything. I couldn't understand everything. We weren't really in like doing like accountability. I know we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So I just didn't get it, all of it. We always are learning more about each other, but it took several years for us to like get where I'm like, oh, I get Jeff now.
Yeah, I do. I also, I feel that like I've grown in everything we're sharing and talking about, and my confidence in talking about it just because of the friendship. That's been a huge piece of, we'll get to this later too about open spaces, but I mean, I wouldn't have done it without y'all. I wouldn't have done it without the confidence y'all have instilled. So whoever is hearing this and being helped, like it's because of these 4 people. And that's a huge piece of all of this.
I want y'all to talk about too with the night we went to dinner and ended up sharing our story with you guys, because I do think that people that have been journeying along with us on this podcast are interested about walking alongside. But I think it's important to explain, we felt so at ease with both of y'all, sharing our story. And it was a big deal to us because at that time, there were a couple of people here that knew, but not many. And it was like the first times that we were like kind of making new friends and like letting them all the way in. So we felt so at ease because of just what you all offer. And but I would love for y'all to also explain just kind of what that was like and hearing it, because none of you guys made it feel weird or like you were shocked or any of that, but just could you talk about that a little bit and what those kind of beginning moments were like?
Yeah, I mean, I remember honestly being really surprised it was like very unexpected. That's not what, I grew up very much like you, Jordan, where it was like I was in this really small, very conservative Baptist church. We didn't really talk about the topic of same-sex attraction. And it was just kind of like way over here. And so I think that's where it kind of always was in my mind. And so the fact that y'all were married, you had 2 kids at the time, like that was not on my radar. Yeah. So I definitely was I just remember being like really surprised by the conversation. But I was so, I knew I loved you guys, and I was not, it wasn't too much at all when you shared it with us. And I had a lot of questions. And I feel like what you said, Bryson, is so true. Is like learning your story, the two of you, and the understanding of it has unfolded. It's not just like a one conversation. I mean, we left that conversation, you answered a lot of questions, but then I had a lot more questions to come back with and ask, and like each of you specifically. And then I had a lot of questions specifically for Jordan, just like, how is this for you in your marriage? And like, what does this look like in intimacy? And like all these questions that we would talk about later. And so, but I think mainly, I think that it really did, like you guys sharing your story was the key to the gate that opened the way for vulnerability for our entire group. And I really do think that had you not done that, I don't know that we would have the depth that we do have, especially as early on as you shared it.
Man, thank you. That's awesome. I love that. One thing that I would love to just, before we leave this, just telling someone, y'all have walked with us. It's been 10 years. And there's people that are listening that every story is nuanced and every story is different. So it's not like we're putting everyone in a box saying, well, this is how it should go. But like having walked with us for 10 years, is there anything, kind of going back to what Bryson had said and kind of what you're hitting on too, Kerri, is there anything that like with knowing now the 10-year journey and kind of like walking with us, anything that you would help somebody who's starting that journey, whether it's the person sharing the story for the first time and like kind of leaping into the unknown of what's this going to look like, I'm going to be vulnerable, or the person receiving the information that's like hearing something very hard or something that maybe is, oh, wow, that's not what I thought it was going to be, and how to respond and how to like, what's that look like over 10 years when you look back to say to someone who's kind of starting off in that. Is there anything that y'all would have? And it's okay if not, but I'm just curious if there would be anything that you would say to that person.
Well, I'm a fixer. So like I want to, when someone shares something with me, I want to like come up with the solution for it. Yeah. And I think the thing I've learned the most in our friendship, and it's not just from you, Kristian, all of us, all 6 of us, which we need to talk about the all 6 of us dynamic at some point.
Yes.
But you just like keeping your mouth shut, like just empathizing with someone. There's certain personalities that do that really natural. We all have friends like that, but it doesn't really matter if you do it natural or not. You have to figure out how to just sit with someone in their pain, sit with someone in their struggle. None of that comes naturally to me at all. So I feel like I've learned that in this entire friendship.
Yeah.
But I really learned it early on because once words leave your mouth, they can scar people. And what's happening in your brain sometimes, most of the time, doesn't need to come out of your mouth. And so just like let it be inside, but just be careful about what comes out, especially early on.
Yeah.
Now, there are times into our relationship now where I'll say really hard things or you'll say really hard things, but we have a lot of history to be able to do that.
Yes. That is very good. Awesome.
I felt like the night that you guys shared with us, like I'm more like heart, emotion. So I didn't have a lot of questions right away, but I just felt so much like this relationship has just ventured into new territory, like deep water. Like we had walked into a room or a space together that was new for all of us. But it felt like the natural next step for our friendship.
Yeah.
And we had already become great friends and we had already shared a lot of life together. And I think that's what I would encourage people. Like I wouldn't go like floodlight somebody with your deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah.
But find that person or those people in your life that you're already like friends with and you've already been walking with, and the natural next step is to take them deeper. And that's what you guys did. And it felt like, oh yeah, like we're so happy to go to this level with you guys. That was my big takeaway that night. I just felt so happy and thankful that you would trust us with that part of your life.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that it's reciprocal. It's not just your story. You're inviting us to be vulnerable with you as well. And I think that's really important. Like this isn't a support group for Jeff and Jordan.
Right.
Totally.
This is
a great word.
We are carrying each other's burdens, not just yours.
That's
you guys
right.
carry ours. And so
Yeah.
I think that's really important. And real friendship is reciprocal.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there was kind of this, oh shoot moment, like when you guys shared, it was like, well, I guess now we all have to go.
Yeah.
I looked at you as like, and do you have anything?
Would you like to share?
Do you have anything? Or are you perfect?
Yeah, and over time we did. We all
definitely
did.
did, yeah.
You know, but I'm really thankful because there's been a lot of freedom that's been brought to this group of friends because you guys did go first in that way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Well, I want to say this just on a macro level. Let's talk about how our friendship works. Emily referenced it, but just like, you know, we hang out together, all 6 of us. We spend a lot of time together as much as we can. We all have very busy lives. Multiple of us in this room travel internationally a lot and are always gone. But when we can, we get to be together, and we have, I'll say this, so just so everyone kind of understands. We have the girls meet weekly, guys meet weekly. That's separate. We're not all together ish. Yeah, ish. Let's be real. We'll talk about that. And then on a bigger, with the 6 of us, like we have found that taking trips together is like, well, we'll get away for like 2 nights. So we'll go to a house somewhere, a drivable distance, because we have a lot of kids. We have 11 kids among the 3 couples. And so we're balancing a lot. So like that's how we have found getting away. But we've found for 2 nights, getting away is amazing, and how that feels for us. So let's talk about that for a second. Like how people would be curious. Do y'all go around and talk very deeply about everything together? Or is it like guys and girls still separated on those trips? Or like, does Kerri and does Emily know all these deep things that I'm struggling with? And like, let's talk about that for 1 second. What would you say?
We can talk about how, I think we needed to let people understand the journey, because, you know, I think we
should just go right there. I think we should just get straight into it. No.
Well, the 3 girls started walking the track at the Y first.
Yeah.
That was our first like regular meetings where we would put whatever kids in childcare at the YMCA, and then we would walk around the track and talk. And so those were like the early days. And cry. We would take turns being in the middle, and whoever's in the middle had to talk.
I forgot about that.
Yep, had to share.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've been, you know, even in those early days, it was a lot of like just kind of emotional support for whatever circumstances. But talk about that and how we've evolved into what we have now.
Yeah, I think the consistency of it, just the rhythm of saying we're going to do this, and we showed up, and even still it's hard to show up some weeks, and life is complicated and hard, but it's just the consistent meeting with each other. And then like, I know when I show up, you guys are going to ask how I am. And there's been seasons where we have specific questions we're asking each other, and it just cracks open something in you. But it's so interesting to think back to those days of walking the track, because we were grieving a miscarriage with you guys in that season. We prayed for Beacon in that season, and just to look back and see what God has done, it's unbelievable when you get to literally walk and do life with somebody for so long.
Job transitions.
So many job transitions.
So many different circumstances.
Yeah. What would you say, Kerri?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I was thinking back to our days on the track as well. And, you know, I think it's the little moments of showing up over a long, consistent period that really have made this what it is. And there's seasons when it does feel really, really hard to get together. And whether that's the 6 of us or the 3 of us meeting weekly, but those every week of just sitting around a table now and sharing what's going on in our lives, asking each other some hard questions. It might just be 45 minutes or an hour, but it cumulatively has made one of the biggest impacts on my life.
Totally.
And has made my life so much richer because of the depth of the friendship and the consistency, the longevity. Yeah. And there's been hard seasons. Yeah. Not just like in ability to show up, but like wanting to show up.
Right. Yes.
And that's been real, I think, too. Like we've had seasons of, and you know, even just like disagreeing on things and like not seeing eye to eye on things. Right. Yeah. And there was a tense season, I feel like, in our friendship where it felt like, oh gosh, this feels like a little rocky. Yeah. And I'm so grateful that we kept showing up. Right. And kept trying to seek to understand each other. Totally. And seek to hear the other person and have curiosity about, you know, another person's point of view. And anyway, I think just the consistency of that has been so impactful.
I've definitely, I mean, I can see the journey that I've been on, and because among us, I have not always historically been the one to share the most about, you know, I'll share certain things that feel deep, and you know, once Jeff and I share our story, I feel like, oh, that's big, you know, I shared that big thing, and now, you know, and that it almost feels like, okay, well, that I checked that box and that's good, but I have had to, you guys have really sharpened me in pulling things out of me, to where I have grown a lot in my vulnerability with you guys. And because you've created a safe space, because we've, you know, one of us at some point is like, well, you know, essentially like, what is this for if we're not going to go to those places? And so I've realized even in this past year, like I've seen myself, like my muscles have grown, my muscles of vulnerability have grown. Not to brag, but
back to the YMCA.
but because of that consistency and continuing to show up, and I want, I want to express my gratitude and also say like this has been such an important thing in my life, and I really have seen the fruit, and I want to, and we keep fighting for it. You know, we just this week we're talking about like switching the day because we're like, okay, this doesn't seem to be working the best for everybody. So like, how can we continue to move it so that we can maximize it? And we just keep on working towards fighting for it.
Yeah, I think this is actually really helpful for a lot of people because you don't need 3 couples to be able to do what these girls were just talking about. Anybody can. You can pick 1 or 2 guys or 1 or 2 girls and you can have that kind of relationship. So I think we've all experienced pieces of that in different relationships. What's really unique about this is that the guys and the girls, when we're together, how it works. I mean, I say this because we have other friends that we hang out with. Like there's a lot of other friends that are in the mix, but there's something when the 6 of us are together, we never break up guys and girls. If anything, we break up based on like interests. So it's like Jeff and me and Kerri are talking about finances, or Kristian and Emily are talking about a movie or book they just read, something more emotional. And so, but when we're together, it feels like anything can be discussed.
That's right.
And nothing's out of bounds. Yeah. And I think we do know each other enough to say like, I should probably just stick to this in the guys group. Like we've figured that out. But when we're all together, it's a free for all.
Yes. Something that I think is the best is those trips that we talked about, like that we get away. And so I want to talk about the guys in a second, but like, since we're here, the trips that we take in getting away, like when we get in the car, it's the second that we're in the car, it starts. And it's like we start kind of detoxing from life together. And I just remembered how on our last trip, like we got in the car and we were all like, how's everyone doing? And everyone was just overwhelmed with life. And it was like kind of quiet. We were like, hey, just
because it's always hard to get out of town.
It's never easy.
It's never easy.
Got all the kids situated. We got in the car, but we started driving and we were like, let's do this. Let's go around the car. Everyone say everything like a computer and like Safari's open and like all these tabs are open.
Yeah.
All you can do right now is just say all the tabs. You cannot go further down. So it was just like, well, this
It's a great
online
exercise.
Yes, it was awesome because then we all go through. We all went around the car and everybody said the 25,000 tabs that were open, but you could not double click yet. And so everybody went through. And then it was like, okay, I started and I was like, okay, now you double click on one of those things and then we talk about it. And so that was like our 3 days. Like we just all throughout the 3 days at every meal, at whatever we did, we were like, okay, I want to double click on what you said about that. So it was just a great way. And it's how we stay so close because we all are willing to talk about everything together. Like nothing's off limits, like to talk about, I feel like. And we even talked about our finances, which is crazy. Like we even talked about.
It took 10 years.
It took
but
10
we finally
years, but we got there. It took a while, and like
That's its own podcast. We'll
it's
do
its
that
own
later.
podcast.
And some of us were a little bit more nervous about a conversation than others.
Oh my gosh.
Like, oh, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It's
Because
all open for everyone to see now.
So the thing about it though was that it was helpful for us because we were like, you don't talk about finances with anyone. So like it was like, okay, this is good, like to kind of know where everyone, just to help each other and how we're all feeling about it. And so it was a whole new step and a whole new level of like, wow, we're really talking about this. But I personally felt better after we did it. I don't know if Kerri went home and was like, I don't know, but
I felt better. I would just say, even that wasn't like a competitive, like, well, what's going on in your finances? It really was. It started with a conversation of how can we be the most generous and the most kingdom minded?
That's right.
Like in our marriages, in our life, how can we do this better? And we're like, well, and then we started talking like, well, it's kind of hard because we don't know how everyone else is. So that's sort of just like a microcosm of like how this all works.
Totally.
Whether we're talking about finances or relationships or parenting, that's really the heart in all of it.
yes.
I want to hear about the guys in your time and the journey of getting to where, like, what specifically accountability looks like, and how y'all have kind of come to where you are now. The questions, the ways that you stay in touch, the voice texts, those kinds of things.
Yeah, I think we've all experienced it at some level with other guys in the past or friendships or whatever.
But nothing as good as ours, though.
Oh, of course not.
Never.
Oh my gosh. Don't get me jealous.
Jeff is competitive with us.
I'm just jealous.
I'm the best
Envy
friend.
is a problem. Go ahead.
So everyone's bringing in prior relationships and experiences, not trying to copycat them, but I think the thing for us is we're always trying to open up wider. Like just what is that question you don't want me to ask you, Kristian? You know, what is that thing? And we're all evolving in how we're sharing it. So we've gone through a lot of hard stuff together, like a lot of hard stuff. And that just continues to grow. So, but like Emily was saying earlier, the key is showing up.
Yeah.
If you would see how much energy it takes us, we live in the same city. You two still work at the same place. It takes so much energy. You think it would be easy just to be like, the girls are way better at it than us. Their schedules are a little more predictable. So, but just showing up is one. But when you show up, what happens?
Yes. Well, do you have something you're going to say?
Go ahead.
I just remember, though, at the very beginning, I remember a moment. I don't know if you remember this, Bryson, but I feel like, I don't know if we were all three together, but I feel like you made a comment or you said something that was like pretty firm on like, well, we're doing life together, but we're not really holding each other accountable. And it's like, and it stuck with me because I was like, well, that's not good. Like, I don't like that, but you said it really firmly. And so we made changes to be like, what does that look like? And so great, let's try to I think the girls were already doing it. And we were like, okay, we need to meet weekly. And then that's kind of what it began with. And so then it became, okay, now we're going to sit down together and share just with each other what's going on. And it doesn't, I think the misconception, in my opinion, is that it's like a formula that we sit down and it's like, here's your 5 questions. Because that's what I get asked a lot. Like, what is it that you are trying to do? And I'm like, well, it's really not a formula. It's knowing each other. It's relationship and consistency. It's like what the girls have said. And so then we sit down and I know what's happening in Kristian's life and I know what's happening in your life every week. The thing we also do that keeps us very much in the loop on that is so much voice texting. So we'll send voice texts that are 5-10 minutes long, like during the week, and
it was hard to do that at first because
you were annoyed with how long it was.
No, no, I think
Wait, there's a fast forward button?
I didn't know that.
No,
I think you can do that.
I think it's when you say something out loud, you have to trust that the people are going to delete it. I'm just being honest.
Just let it expire.
Yeah, let it expire. Because if you're always concerned about, is someone else going to hear this, that just breaks all of the vulnerability that we're going for.
Yes.
And so you have to be at this point where you're like, I would never say this to anyone. You just sent one like this recently. I can't say this to anyone else, but this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling. I just need to say it out loud. And what we talk about is when it gets from the darkness into the light, and a lot of times it's just sending the voice text or sending the text, it loses its power.
Yes.
And when you hear yourself type it out or when you hear yourself say it, you're like, okay, I'm not crazy. That process, that confession process, really helps like the person who's doing it. It also helps the other person be like, oh, I need to go share about that thing that happened this week too, because I wasn't going to share it because no one's asked me. But when I heard Jeff share, I have to share.
Yeah.
I think the thing that changed, like this, the reason this has been different is how specific we get with each other. And I think in the past, especially with guys' accountability groups, you can fly up at like 30,000 feet and go, well, this week I kind of struggle with lust. It's like, okay, well, this week I kind of struggle with pride. And you're like, what does any of that mean? Like, why?
I cannot relate.
Like, why even say that out loud? Like, so it's getting in the seams and getting like really specific about like when did lust find you this week? Where did it? How were you prideful this week?
Yes.
How did you talk to your wife this week? How did you talk to your kids this week? And that helps like drag those little things out into the light, like Bryson's talking about. And then we're kind of talking about it, but the quick confession is everything.
Yes.
And man, I mean, so many times you're like, I don't want to send this voice text. I don't want to talk about this. But then you do, and it's like something breaks off of you, and you're able to like run freer and with more authority and with more joy in your life.
Yeah.
Because somebody knows, and it's two guys that I love, and I know they love me, and I trust them to let this voice text evaporate.
Not save. Like, why did he keep it? Don't keep it.
But that has changed everything. And there's so much freedom on the other side of that. Guys can be, I think, afraid of that, but there's so much freedom on the other side of it.
Yeah. And one other thing I'm thinking too is that I think at least the way Jordan and I operate is that when she knows that I'm doing that with y'all, it brings her a lot of freedom to not feel like she has to drill into all of my stuff. So where I might be telling her like, hey, I'm struggling this week and I'm talking to the guys about it. She doesn't have the need to have to dig all the way down into the weeds where it gets in her mind. Would you say that's true?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, that has been a great practice for us because before you had this group of guys, you've had great men in your life that you could talk to before, but I think I was your main source of accountability for so long in our, I was happy about it. I mean, we were that for each other. I will say that. And now we have something that feels more appropriate to our season, to our life. I mean, to life that we can have because we're not keeping secrets from each other, but it is, it's so helpful to know, like you said, that the guys are getting the details that you need to share. I don't have to be bogged down with the details that are not important to me. I still know what's going on in your life. I know when you're struggling. I know the important things and the roots of it all. But I'm very grateful for both of us that we have, because we can also, the girls also can talk similarly to some of the specifics. And I will say too, another thing I love about our time as girls is we really can talk about what like our struggles in marriages without just complaining about our husbands. Because I do think that is something that is popular among women. But I'm very appreciative that we can still honor our husbands. And obviously we're not perfect about it. And we're not like the model citizens of everything, but on the whole, it's an honoring space, but we can be honest and we can explain what we need to explain, and then ask, dig in a little bit and ask what's going on in that.
And because we're all such good friends, we also can defend your husbands and like
truly
like
kind of explain.
I don't think that was
how they're
Kristian's
seeing
heart
things.
in that or
Yes.
Jeff's heart in
Thanks,
that.
Em.
Hey, I got you, Kristian.
She actually does that a lot
She's
for
definitely
you.
spoken up for you.
Emma's my ambassador.
They
is
are
my ambassador.
wired. They're wired the same way.
Yeah, they're wired very similarly. And she's like, well, I think when he said that, he was probably feeling this.
Or maybe he needed to hear this from you.
Yeah. If you approach
Okay.
it like this, I think he'd respond better.
I think one question that people might have on this is we don't really have a rule of thumb of like when we talk about things as guys, like what can't go home to your wife or what can.
Yeah.
We've really trusted each other with that.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think one thing that has been very beneficial is everyone can pick up the phone and like make a call. So there's been times where Kerri's called me and Jeff or texted me and Jeff and said, hey, I need to talk to you about something, or me and Jordan and Kristian have talked about something. And we're really careful. Like none of us have like single texts where like just
right.
me and someone from the opposite sex is texting.
Yeah.
But it feels really good and really safe to have someone who you can call if you need to about your spouse.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Do you have
I was just going to say, I just remember when Bryson was going through a really dark, difficult, like depressed season, like texting you guys often and being like, I need you to step in. I need you to reach out. I need you to, and that's happened for all of us in different seasons. And that is really unique. And it makes you feel safe. Like I don't have to carry this on my own. And that's the point of friendship. That's the point of community.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, when we were going through a really hard season and I reached out to Jeff and Bryson, it really was that moment of like, I can't carry this on my own. Like I can't be his accountability or be everything that he needs right now. And it was so amazing to watch like you guys come and step in alongside and like help carry that season for us. And I can't imagine like had that not been the case. Like I actually really can't. And there were other people who were great and amazing in that season too, but it really was you two who like helped carry us.
Is there anything y'all would say? I feel like I can just see people women asking specifically like, how have y'all done that? How do you not ask all the detailed questions if he's struggling with something, and how do you trust that he's doing that with those guys? Or like is there anything you could offer to them? Because I feel like that's a popular question that women want to like, no, it's our marriage. I want to ask the hard question, and he is responsible to tell me. And every marriage is, different in that. But like, have y'all learned anything that's been helpful that you would say to help those women to like lean into the trust, or I don't know, like even rebuilding trust or something? Like, I don't know.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, when we're sitting around the table, if I'm specifically thinking about your story and y'all's struggle, like I feel like my job and Kerri's job is to help care for Jordan's heart. So it's less that I'm asking questions about how you're doing, Jeff. I'm more asking about her heart and what's going on in her heart in regards to all of that. Yeah. So, does that make sense? Like, because I can't fix all of that, but what I can do is be there for my friend and remind her that this is her story too, and that she's valuable, and how can we come around you in this, whatever it is the struggle or the moment is.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, as we've journeyed through our own stuff, there was a season when it was the same for us. We're like, I was your accountability, and you had guys, but again, like you said, it'd be like, oh, I'm struggling with this, and it was very high level, not specific. And so I was always wondering, like, is everything good? Like, are you okay? And would want all the details, and he would share details, and it actually was way more detrimental to our marriage than it was helpful. And if you're married, like, you understand what that means. It's like, and so I think, but if if I didn't know that he had places that he was sharing the details with, like that would be really, really hard for me. So I think that's even more of an encouragement to women and to men to have the community to know that your spouse is talking about those things, because we don't need to know every nitty gritty moment, but sometimes like that's helpful for us to all share with somebody else. Truly. So I think that, you know, you talk to not just Jeff and Bryson, but another guy once a week on the phone, and just knowing he's having those meetings and conversations brings so much peace to me.
That's awesome. And I would say too, just taking a step further for, to ask yourself if you are someone who really feels like you need the details, to ask yourself just why. What am I going to do with those details? How are those details going to serve me or help me? And I think sometimes we can kind of break that down if we get to the bottom of it. And most of the time, the bottom is just like, I'm just curious. Like I just my imagination is going crazy. And sometimes that we have to like use basically willpower to say like, our imaginations do not serve us well in those situations. And sometimes the details are going to be worse. And that's, and as long as somebody is hearing them and you know the heart of your husband and what is he trying to do? Is he trying to, you know, pursue holiness? Is he trying to pursue accountability? Is he trying to, you know, walk towards Christ? Then those details truly don't really make a difference. And I think, sometimes we have to like really break it down to help ourselves understand, like, this is not going to help me.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, like, as a caveat that, I mean, there are certain situations when like it's important to share all the details and to like walk through those things with, I mean, I'm talking like generally on the day to day, things are good with us. We have trust. So obviously like there's times and seasons for people where like you do need to know.
Yes.
And that's totally okay.
Yeah, true.
But I'm just saying like as a broad spectrum of our marriage that it, you know, as long as you're talking to people, I feel peaceful and confident that you're not sharing all the details with me.
Well, I would say just as it relates to like when the three of us or even the six of us are all together, there's never the intention to fix somebody, which I really appreciate. Like I don't feel any judgment ever. I feel curiosity and questions, like probing a little bit, like wanting to get to the bottom of something, but never shame.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important distinction to make when you're talking about accountability and relationship. It's, you were saying it earlier, just sitting with people and listening. And then there have been plenty of times where you guys have pushed in and asked questions, and I figure it out on my own. You know, with
like, do you see it?
Yeah, like with the help of the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
There is conviction, there's that good guilt, and there is repentance, and oh wow, I need to go a different direction here. Yeah. Whereas if you came down and you were like, what the heck are you thinking, man? You're kind of an idiot. I'm like, well, forget you. I'm not changing anything, you know? So there is that like that gentle curiosity question asking that's so important.
Yeah. It's so good.
Proverbs 27, we all know it. It says, as iron sharpens iron, one man sharpens another. Iron sharpening iron, it is a nearness. And so that's what's sharpening you. It's the getting up close and knowing. And there is, you put the heat and the pressure and all of that. That's true. We all experience that, the six of us and the 3 and 3. And that's how the sharpening happens. That's how the growth happens. So I agree with that.
It's so good.
Okay, before we leave this kind of topic, let's just come around something specific. Like if a woman who if there has been some infidelity or something like that, like what is something we could offer in terms of, you know, what she knows and rebuilding trust? Let's talk about that for just a second.
Well, we haven't walked through infidelity, but I do think that I've sat across the table from women who have walked through things like that. And I think the thing that I always encourage people with is that, you know, if you're watching your husband move towards healing and like go to counseling, he's in community, you can actually tell like he's trying to move forward in a good way. At some point, as the spouse, like you have to extend the trust again.
Yes.
And I think, and
Or you'll just be
extending,
held up.
yeah, and
won't
extending
be
the
able to move
trust
forward.
is partly releasing all those details of like not asking all the questions
Yeah.
all the time. And again, there's like a season for that. But I do think that I've seen women, I think, hold up the healing of their marriage because they're not willing to begin to say like, you know, and it's scary. I mean, it's like rightfully scary because you've been hurt, your world has been devastated, but then to go like, okay, like if we're going to do this and we're going to move towards healing together, like what does that look like to do that together?
Yeah.
And if he's doing it, then like as the woman, and this is speaking as if the man was the one who was unfaithful or whatever the situation is, and it could be vice versa. Yeah. I'm speaking as the woman, but just to say like, hey, I'm going to choose to extend trust. And I mean, we've walked through some of that where it's like, okay, like I'm going to choose to trust you again.
Yeah.
Like I am going to choose to believe that you're being honest. And there is, you know, when you walk with Jesus and have the Holy Spirit, there has been so many times when the Holy Spirit has prompted me to say like, ask that specific question or dig in here a little bit. And it doesn't feel accusatory, but it feels like spirit led and loving. And I do think that there has to be that sense of like moving towards trust again in the right time with the right people.
And maybe practically speaking too, I think I'll use us as an example. When we're talking about knowing details, I do think it can be helpful to kind of have a little bit of framework. For us, you know, in the past, you know, the gym was an issue. And so, and it still could be if you didn't have certain parameters in place. But it would not be helpful for me to get you to tell me, you know, point out everybody you're attracted to in this place. You know, like that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like those are the things that I don't think are helpful for our minds.
Yeah.
But I know if you have an issue or if you have had some, you know, thoughts or whatever, that you are going to be telling Bryson and Kristian. Yeah. And you will tell them, you know, if something happened at the gym or if something was, you know, there was some temptation or something. So that's what I'm talking about is like, I don't need to know
and you're
faces.
talking clearly about temptation, not like if I
right.
went
If there was
too far, like,
sin and there was acting out, then you would need to confess to me. But I do think it's helpful to kind of like just frame that out a little bit. But that's
great.
That's beautiful. And I think that that's very helpful. That's great.
Just one last thing, confidentiality we talked about at the beginning, but I think it's something that we have seen. It is kind of the bedrock of our group and why we feel so safe and comfortable. And does anybody have anything to say about that? Just the fact that like we can share and we know that voice memo is gonna go away. You feel safe, but like I just wonder if anybody has anything more on that.
Well, first of all, like no one's perfect.
Yeah.
So the standard is not perfection.
Yeah.
But there was one time in our journey where, Jeff, you pulled me aside and you said, hey, like this took a lot of vulnerability for you to say, hey, I really don't feel comfortable sharing this thing with you because I just wonder if you're going to share it with someone. And of course, I got like offended. I'm like, what do you mean? You know, like I haven't shared this. And you were really speaking to somebody. First of all, I welcomed you there. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I hadn't made any huge mistakes, but you were just sensing something. If you wouldn't have said anything, you probably would have started pulling back. Mm-hmm. But you took the courage to say something to me and say, hey, I just have been seeing this, and this, and I'm just wondering. And this is true of marriages too. If you find yourself wondering and having imaginary conversations, you need to say something. Mm-hmm. And so you said something to me. It was super challenging to me of, man, I need to like check myself because I don't want to be that guy. But I was realizing like, maybe I am that guy. And so that your courage to be able to do that is really important for me to be open to hear you say that. And then to say, I want to be a different kind of person. I want to be a different kind of friend. So we're always like testing each other out in a really kind, gracious sort of way. And it's very similar in any relationship you're in. For us though, we know a lot of the same people. Mm-hmm. We're friends with a lot of the same people, and you have to be intentional. Like we knew your story way before the general public knew your story. Mm-hmm. It was not my business to share your story. That's your short story to share. And even if it would have given me some power or leverage in a room, it's not mine to share.
Yeah.
So I can't share it.
Yes.
I feel like you taught me that. Like, I feel like you really taught me that, not just in your story, but in a lot of ways. And I needed to learn that.
That's so good.
I think practically, as it relates to confidentiality within this group, I think if it's something like with the 3 guys, Jeff, if you reach out and you share something that's just related to you, I'm holding that like really close. But if at any point it starts affecting you and Jordan together, and you guys are like kind of going through something together, and we're carrying it with you as with the guys, and the girls are carrying it, that becomes something that the group knows about. And so we're not pretending like this thing isn't happening in your life or our life or your life. So if it ever starts affecting like our marriage, we are walking through that all together.
That's right.
But if it's something individual, I'm not sharing that with Kerri.
Right.
I'm not sharing your personal confession with Kerri. But I think that's also how we've been able to strengthen and bolster each other, like in this group, is going, we're not pretending like this thing isn't going on. Yeah. We're going through it together.
One other thing that I just want to say too is that to normalize, same-sex attraction has this main thing. So like where I'm going with that is that each one of us, like maybe that's my thing, but each one of us has something, and we've had moments and seasons of if it's literally all 6 of us have gone through something where it's been, this moment, this is really hard for them. And so how do we show up for them, and we have literally said to each other, to the group text, to guys, girls, whatever, we have said, I just don't want to say it again because I feel like a broken record. And we've all been like, it's okay, you can say it again. And I think that that's really beautiful and amazing. That that's the safety to which we operate, is that each one of us, when we're walking through the hard thing, and it's like, it's my turn and I'm in it and I wish it wasn't me right now and I don't want to show up to the group, we encourage each other just to keep saying the thing over and over, and it's really beautiful. So I think
we sound so serious right now.
We sound so serious. Okay,
guys,
fine.
we are a bunch of silly gooses, okay?
It's funny you said
I'm
that.
normally the serious guy.
It's funny you said that, because the last question I have for y'all is tell everyone what your greatest sin right now is. So just go around. Bryson, you start. And keep it quiet. Serious. Hey, here's the thing. All of our listeners are going to be confidential. They just like
guys, let's keep this between us, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
But it is important to say we have our designated time that we spend in accountability, and then we have all the rest of it is fun and up for grabs, and it might be serious sometimes, but
I love the deep stuff.
Well, Jeff is the resident. Jeff is the
favorite thing. Like, we're on a trip, we wake up in the morning and everyone has their coffee. It's early in the morning and everyone's sitting out in the living room and somebody's crying, and I'm like, where are we? Like, let's. I love it.
Okay, at this
Double
tap.
at the same time, Jeff's the funniest guy in our group.
Hilarious.
And we all just laugh at Jeff the whole time. I mean, everyone has their own humor and their own style, but he leads it. So he leads us to our darkest, deepest places, and he leads us to the most outlandish places.
Truly.
And also, I just say, if there's someone in your group, and you have someone like Jeff in your group who always wants to talk about goals and future,
Yes.
and it makes you want to run out of the room, that's okay.
Stay in it. Stay in it. You're gonna get better.
Yeah.
You're gonna be better. I'll end on this. I want people to understand. Pulled back the curtain a little bit, and this is something I thought about ending with, and to show who you guys are to us. When we miscarried, we were flying home, and this changed so much for how I saw the 4 of y'all, and for Jordan and I both. But when we had miscarried, we were traveling when we did that. So when Jordan miscarried, so we get back to Atlanta. We had just bought this house that we're sitting in, boxes everywhere. It was a wreck, and it was the hardest, darkest thing that we had walked through with our son Nathan. And so when we showed up to our house, y'all, these 4 people had not only unpacked boxes, put beds together for us, filled our refrigerator with groceries. The entire island was filled with snacks, flowers. That's who we're sitting with. That's the kind of love that shows up when you can't show up for yourself. And that moment changed. I mean, it's like literally how I still think of when I look at other friendships. I'm like, hey, one thing you could do is like fill the refrigerator. But I think I learned that from you, Em. And I think I learned what it means to not ask, can you come over when my dad dies? Like you walked in my front door. I had texted y'all that he had passed that night and you just came in the front door. I didn't ask you to come over. It's the showing up the way that y'all have for us that has changed us forever, and why we will be together forever, and why this group works for us. So I think the whole goal of it all, we all know this, and if you don't, then hear us say that the goal that we're doing all of this for is that we want to look like Jesus. Yeah. We want to act like him, walk like him, love people like him, and that's done in really practical ways and really hard ways. But we're doing the best we can together to push each other towards that goal, and I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. And I love you guys so much. So
we love
much.
you.
Love you, Jeff.
So,
love you,
yeah,
Jordan.
go listen to Kristian's music. Go, Bryson, just going to run your business if you need something. Emily's going to take you to Israel if you need a house. Kerri, like, there's all the things. Anything else that you want to say to wrap?
If you want to smell good.
If you want to smell good, oh my gosh, I'm on Shop My. I'm a Scentfluencer. Go look at.
So
Oh
how
my
do we end
goodness.
it, Jeff?
We just got to wrap.
Well, I just want to end this. Like, this is how we're ending this. When we were on a recent trip together, we said at the end of the trip, we were like, gosh, if we ever did a podcast together, how do we end it? And so without saying anything, don't say anything, on the count of 3, this is how we end. Okay? 1, 2, 3. And that's fantastic.
Well, that's us.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Hope you
This is who we
enjoyed
are.
it.
And if you don't understand, you're like so confused. Why did they say that's fantastic? It's just a glimpse of our friendship and how we laugh. Like, we're still laughing. So
That's right. Hopefully you could see the broad spectrum of tone and just vibe that we all
deep.
share.
Yeah, very deep and very
Serious.
serious.
But also very lighthearted and ridiculous.
very crazy and fun. So we love them. Gosh, thank you so much to the Stanfills, the Vogeltanz for being on today. It means a ton to us. We're so grateful for their
all your
friendship.
support. And like we've said, we would not be doing this podcast if it wasn't for them, for the ways that they've spurred us on and leaned into us and helped us to take obedient steps.
In every way. They supported us in every way leading into this. Yeah, we're just living in the fruit of it. So next week, we do have another great episode coming.
We're going to hear from the boys, from those 3 guys, from Jeff, Bryson, and Kristian, and they're going to talk a little bit deeper about what their accountability looks like, what it looks like for them to actually walk this out practically, and you're not going to want to miss it.
I tell you all of their stuff next week. Like, you aren't going to
You wouldn't
believe
even
what they
believe.
really struggle with. So.
Not really, guys. It's not a
It's-
tell-all.
Oh, no,
but
I
it's
do.
very.
I do.
It's very helpful,
idea.
and you're going to want to hear it.
You will not believe. Okay, bye.